Hi, this is the text about the English writer Roald Dahl. Before we start reading, we have to take a look at the right side of the screen here. You can see these boxes. These are called commentary boxes. And when I click one of these boxes, another box appears. And in it, there are translations for some of the words you can find in the text, marked in pink. I'm going to read slowly, and you can press pause button whenever you want, so that you can repeat what I read. Okay, let's start. About Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl was a spy, an ace fighter pilot, a chocolate historian, and a medical inventor. An ace fighter pilot means en veldig god krigsflyver, eller krigsflypilot, og en pilot, det er en som flyr fly. A medical inventor betyr en medisinsk oppfinner, en som finner opp hjelpemidler til handicappede personer. He was also the author of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Matilda, and other beloved children's books. He remains, for many, the world's #1 storyteller. The author means forfatteren, bestemt form i entall, fordi vi har the foran. Beloved betyr elskede. Remains betyr blir værende, altså forbli, fremdeles er. Storyteller betyr forteller. As you may have guessed already, this is a picture of Roald Dahl himself. Roald Dahl was born here in Wales, but he moved to England and he lived in England and died here. Born in Llandaff, Wales, on the 13th of September 1916 to Norwegian parents Harald Dahl and Sophie Magdalene Hesselberg. Dahl was named after Roald Amundsen, the Norwegian who had been the first man to reach the South Pole just 4 years earlier. But his early years were blighted by the tragic deaths of his older sister Astrid and his father. Named after means oppkalt etter, fått navnet sitt fra. The South Pole, Sørpolen, eller Antarktis. His early years were blighted by. Det betyr hans tidlige barneår ble triste på grunn av. Wanting the best for her only son, his mother sent him to boarding school. He enlisted in the Royal Air Force at 23 years old. In September 1940, Dahl received severe injuries to his head, nose, and back when his Gladiator crash-landed in the Western Desert. Boarding school means kostskole. Det en skole hvor alle elevene bodde. De var bare hjemme på besøk hos foreldrene i ferier. Enlisted in, vervet seg til, altså ønsket å være i. Når vi snakker om The Royal Air Force, det kongelige flyvåpen, når det ble krig i verden, andre verdenskrig, så meldte han seg sånn at han kunne bli trent opp til å bli flyver. Å verve seg til det kongelige flyvåpen betydde at han var flyver som fløy bombefly under andre verdenskrig. Og hvis vi ser på dette ordet her, his gladiator, det betyr at han fløy et fly, en type som var gladiator. Crash landed, det betyr å krasje, nødlande, ikke nødlande, men å lande og krasje ned i bakken med flyet. In 1953, Roald Dahl married the American actress Patricia Neal, with whom he had 5 children. They divorced after 30 years, and he later married Felicity Lissy Crossland. His first book, James and the Giant Peach, was published in 1961. He wrote many other books in the 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s. Matilda was published in 1988. Actress means kvinnelig skuespiller. With whom he had 5 children betyr som han hadde 5 barn sammen med. Divorced, skilte seg. Was published, ble utgitt eller ble publisert. Når en bok ferdig skrevet og trykket, så skal den altså selges ut til butikkene. Det kalles å bli publisert. Roald Dahl died on the 23rd of November 1990, aged 74. He was buried in Great Missenden in Buckinghamshire, England. The end. Now that we have read a short summary of Roald Dahl's life, we can take a look at where in England he lived. This is London. London, the capital of England, is about here. The county in which London is called Greater London. Buckinghamshire, in which Roald Dahl lived, is marked with red here and is a neighbour to London. So he lived quite near London. This county, which is marked with white, is Buckinghamshire. Roald Dahl lived in Aylesbury. This is the city in which Matilda lives as well, and Matilda is one of Roald Dahl's children's books that we are going to read an excerpt from. An excerpt is just a few pages from the book. And this is Great Missenden, in which Roald Dahl is buried. This is Roald Dahl's home. In his garden there was a writing hut, a small building in which he was working. And in this picture you can see that he sits in his writing hut working on his fabulous children's books. And lastly, this is all his books, all the children's books that he had written, and he wrote 15 stories, 15 amazing children books. Now you are ready to do some exercises.